as always in my video, I mentioned some of the interesting facts. If it is not, then some of the tips I mentioned in my as I mentioned in my previous video. So some of the interesting facts I mentioned in this video. Biggest cell in our body are megakaryotes, a kind of blood cell that have diameter just 0.2 mm micrometer, and they are found in bone marrow to prevent bleeding. Do you know the fact? The smallest, longest living cell in our body, brain cell. Yes, neuron. Neuron are these longest living cells in our body. Is the brain cell that are known as brain cell. Now let us talk about endomembrane system. What is endomembrane? Now again, here I'm going to apply that biological tip. What is that tip? If a term is unaware of you, so what will you do? If you don't know the meaning of that term in biology, you will simply cut off that term into two halves with equal halves with specific meaning. Endo means inner, membrane means outer layer. Inner to outer membrane is said to be inside the membrane, inside the layer of the cell is said to be endomembrane, and the system that control the inner environment of the membrane is said to be endomembrane system. How easy it is to know the specific meaning of big terms using in biology by simply cut them into halves, and each half will give you a specific meaning. By clubbing those meaning, after clubbing those meaning, you will definitely get the answer of the particular term. So endomembrane contain only those organelles whose functions are coordinated. So endomembrane system contains those organelles whose functions are coordinated. It consists of that coordinate the function of cell, that are responsible for cell mechanism. They are endoplasmic reticulum. They are of two types: smooth endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum. Golgi complex, lysosome, vacuole. Let us talk about these. So if I need to talk about smooth endoplasmic reticulum, if we talk about endoplasmic reticulum, they are mainly two types: smooth endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum. Their function, these endoplasmic reticulum are extended channels. They are extended channels or extension of nuclear membrane. This is nuclear membrane, extended channels of nuclear membrane. So their main function is mechanical support. They give mechanical support to the cell. They conduct information, so they help in conduction of information, and they help in intracellular transport. Intercellular means within cell, within cell, cellular means cell, intercellular, within cell mechanism of transportation that helps in transportation of materials within cell, that is intercellular transport. And who is responsible for this transportation? Endoplasmic reticulum. For example, when protein produced on rough endoplasmic reticulum with the help of ribosome that stay over the rough endoplasmic membrane, they create protein. That protein transport to Golgi complex. So entire intercellular transport mechanism that takes place with the help of endoplasmic reticulum. Next, their function is to localize, to find out, to identify enzymes that are responsible. Without enzyme, no activity will take place. Any reaction to takes place, enzyme help in catalyzation. Catalyzation means to carry out that reaction. So localization of enzyme is very important, so that help in catalyzing the further reaction. So endoplasmic reticulum, they help to localize enzyme, and hence their function is localization of enzyme. Their another function is large surface area. They create large surface area, so that number of, if you create surface area, then number of protein can able to reside over it after its formation. So it create large surface area. It provide extensive space over which protein can be formed. So function of rough endoplasmic reticulum, where ribosome is present on endoplasmic reticulum, they are said to be rough endoplasmic reticulum. So their main function is to transport protein and to process protein. Hence I told you earlier, ribosomes are protein factory. They generate protein, they reside over endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum become protein factory as well, and they help in transportation of these protein after protein processing. Function of smooth endoplasmic reticulum in storage and glucogenolysis. Storage of these proteins and help in generation of glucogenolysis, means generation of energy molecules from the process of biochemical reaction. So these are the structure of endoplasmic reticulum. This is endoplasmic reticulum, brown shaped endoplasmic reticulum. This particular area where you can see globule like structure, blue globule like structure, they are basically ribosome. These are basically ribosomes, and these are present on the endoplasmic reticulum, making it rough endoplasmic reticulum. Generate proteins, create protein, produce protein within this area. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum are these simple smooth endoplasmic reticulum without any blue globules that are absent of ribosome. Hence their surface are smooth, hence they are known as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Transport vehicles are these button like shapes. They are help in taking protein after their generation over after the formation of protein. They get transported to these vacuoles. These bowl like shape carrying over these vacuoles towards Golgi complex, and these Golgi complex which act as packing material take those bowl of protein and help them packing in lysosome, and they help in taking them towards plasma membrane, where these packing again get dissolved to the membrane of plasma membrane, and after that they are free to go out of the cell. Endoplasmic reticulum in the cell, they are present in this area, just like extension of nuclear membrane. Rough endoplasmic reticulum, they are present immediate to the nuclear membrane, just on the top of nuclear membrane. They are actually the extension of nuclear membrane. They are rough due to the presence of ribosome. Farther to rough endoplasmic reticulum, there resides smooth endoplasmic reticulum with no ribosome. Their surface are smooth. So if in multiple choice question student you are asked that which type of endoplasmic reticulum is nearest to the nuclear, you will say rough endoplasmic reticulum because of the presence of ribosome. And smooth endoplasmic reticulum, they are present farther apart from rough endoplasmic reticulum due to the absence of ribosome. Next, if we talk about endoplasmic reticulum, it is discovered by Porter and Thompson. Porter and Thompson discovered ribosome as a stretch of nucleus for the first time. Extended network, they said that endoplasmic reticulum are extended tiny tubular structures scattered in cytoplasm, and they consist of 30 to 40% of endoplasmic material, endomembrane system, and they divided into luminal, that inside the ribosome, and external luminal, that is cytoplasm. Their main function is mechanical support, conduction of information, intercellular transport, localization of enzyme, large surface area. And Golgi complex, if we talk about Golgi complex, they are packaging organelle. They take incoming transport vacuoles, they take incoming protein in vesicles, in ball like structure. Vesicles are nothing but a bowl like structure that collect all the protein produced by the endoplasmic reticulum. Outer to the Golgi complex is cis phase, inner to the Golgi complex is trans phase. These are secretory vesicles that secrete out from the Golgi complex, enclosing all the protein molecules within them in a safe manner and ready to get transport outside the cell membrane. The gel-like liquid present within the Golgi complex is lumen. So Golgi apparatus, they are modified, sort and packaged protein. In the cell, here you can find these blue colored structure, these plate like flattened blue colored structures said to be Golgi complex. If we talk about Golgi complex are these blue like structure. In microscope you will see like this, and membrane bounded organelles, these are sac like structures, membrane bounded sac like structure. They are found in cytoplasm of most of the eukaryotes, and they are absent in prokaryotes. They are absent in mammalian RBCs, sperm cells of bryophytes. Their range, how many they are present? 1 to several within the cell. In plants, small Golgi complex which are present known as dictyosome. Student, again I would like to mention, this is highly important for your MCQs. In plants, several small Golgi complex are dictyosome. This redly marked statement, it is highly important to know that it is responsible for transporting, Golgi complex responsible for transporting, modifying and packaging protein and lipids into vesicle. Now Golgi functions are modified protein and lipid. They process material to remove it from cell. They make and secrete mucus. They package protein into vesicle and then transport. So how does this work? In this diagram you will see how does it work. Receiving sides of Golgi complex are these. These are receiving sides. They are present, these vesicles, the bowl like structure. They collect all the proteins produced by rough endoplasmic reticulum into this bowl, and now these bowls getting inside, creating new vesicles forming by the Golgi complex, transporting, shipping the sides of Golgi complex, and ultimately these vesicles, bowl like structure, get fused within plasma membrane boundary, and then proteins are free to move out of this cell and transfer to the next cell. In this way, exchange of material takes place within cell to cell. Now next is our endomembrane material are liposomes. Lysosomes are small organelles. They are filled with enzymes, full of enzymes. They have digestive molecules. In my previous video, I already mentioned that they are said to be suicidal bag, because in case when cells are at the stage when they are unable to work and at the stage of apoptosis, that is cell death, what lysosome do? They have hydrolytic enzyme that actually lies the break or break down their own cell, and hence they are said to be cell suicidal bag. The lysosome have lipid layer outside. Outside to the lipid layer there present a membrane, and which maintain the shape of the lysosome and exchange of material within it. And these green and blue dots, these are glycosylated membrane transport and transport protein, glycosylated membrane transport protein. So main structure of the lysosome is that they have a single membrane pouch. So their membrane is composed of phospholipid bilayer, as you can see in this diagram, and they contain enzymes and protein within it, and they are of course circular in shape. So suicidal bag of the cell, lysosome is famously known as suicidal bag of the cell. Again, it is very important from your MCQ point of view. A vacuole that contains digestive enzyme help in digestive enzyme as hydrolytic enzyme that help in process of nutrition by breakdown of pronutrient into the cell. In this way it helps. Lipid layer is present, hydrolytic enzyme is present, and glycolytic membrane transport is present. So the main function of these microbodies, these are said to be microbody. Micro means small, body means globular organelles. So single layered enzyme complex, these are microbodies. That is, the main function of these microbodies in digestion, means breakdown. So lysosome, what it does, it break down cellular waste product, it break down debris and throw it out of the cell and make it into simple compound, throw it out of the cell, which are transferred out into the cytoplasm as a new cell building materials. So vacuoles are basically stored materials also. Vacuoles are stored material. They are air sac like, large in plant cell and smaller in animal cell. So in plant cell they accumulate nutrients the food created by plant cells by the process of photosynthesis, they all get stored in vacuoles, and upon their requirement they can be used by the cell. From these vacuoles they can take. So vacuole also maintain osmotic pressure. Tonoplast means internally when pressure exerted to the plant cell wall, they can be maintained by these vacuoles to avoid cell bursting. If I talk about phytoplanktons, these are the plants which are present at the bottom of the seabed. So they are always emerged into the water. So water is always present surrounding this plant cells. So who will maintain the external outer water pressure is so much to the plant cell wall. So who will maintain the internal pressure? Tonoplast will help creating an equilibrium to the pressure, so that internal pressure will get equilibrium to the outer pressure, and it help in maintaining the cell structure without getting it burst from outer external force of the water. So function of vacuole is to store in storage and also maintain structure of the plant cell and animal cell. It can hold food for later use and for waste materials. So it basically help in food storage. Organelles, if we talk about vacuoles as an organelle in both animals and plant, here I mentioned some difference between vacuoles. Taking vacuole into consideration, I have mentioned some distinguishing points. In animals, vacuoles, they are several small. They used for storage and contain nutrients, water and or waste. But in case of plant, they are one single large, used to store water and push against the cell wall. They keep plant rigid, maintaining the internal pressure. So chloroplast, it is the organelle which is green pigment present, green organelle containing chlorophyll as a green pigment present only in plants, So these are plant organelles. Chloroplasts are the organelles that capture their main function. They have chlorophyll. These pigments have main function. Whenever light fall on them, they captured sunlight and they capture energy from sunlight in a way and convert it into chemical energy. Conversion of energy from sunlight converted into chemical energy, capture of energy from sunlight and then converted it into chemical energy by the process of photosynthesis is said to be the mechanism of food manufacturing in the plant, found only in plants. So if we talk about look at this diagram carefully, chloroplasts are the green pigments and they are made up of stroma. Outer with a gel-like structure, they are known as stroma within the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is also membrane bounded. Cytoplasm is membrane bounded. They have outer membrane, they have inner membrane, they have stromal lamella that join grana. These cassets are known as grana that actually absorb light. These granas, thylakoids, within granas, thylakoids are joined together to form grana, and stroma, which are gel-like structure present outside the thylakoid, starch molecules which are present that are within the stroma layer. So the chloroplasts are the green pigments of plant. So if we talk about the function of the plant, here is the beautiful structure of plant cell chloroplast. This is the outer layer, this is the inner layer. Just beneath the outer layer, inner to our inner membrane, inner to inner membrane. Outer layer is the outer layer, outer membrane is the outer one. Inner to the outer membrane is inner membrane. Inner to the inner membrane, there present stromal lamella. These joints, they join the grana cassets made up of thylakoid. These single cassets are known as thylakoids. When they combine in sets, they are said to be granum. These are grana, stack of thylakoid. Inner membrane, they further have intermembrane space where stroma lie, stroma lamella. Stroma is gel-like structure. Stroma lamella is the branch, the sticks which join each thylakoid sets, each granum sets. So thylakoid membrane form network of flattened discs which are arranged in stack called grana. Light reaction when caused, then at that time thylakoid develop a high concentration of hydrogen ion for the production of ATP, because ATP required hydrogen ion, and by the chloroplast it did so. So stroma house is DNA. Stroma basically captured DNA within it. Proteins are enclosed by genes in the nucleus with the protein products and transported to the chloroplast. Now comes plastid. Again, plastids are the organelles which are found only in plant and animals and euglinum. Plastids are present only in plants and euglenoids. They are large. They contain pigments. They impart colors and stored product. Plastids can be classified into three parts: chloroplast, which contain chlorophyll and hence they are green in color, and they are carotenoid pigments as well. They are found mainly in mesophyll cells of the leaf. If we cut a section of the leaf and we place it as a slide, we prepare a slide out of it and place it under the microscope, we will see mesophyll cell that is actually the house of chlorophyll. And these are basically lens shaped, oval shaped, spherical, discoid, and even ribbon like shape. Chromoplast, another type of plastid that contain fat soluble carotenoid pigment. These carotenoid pigments they have tendency to dissolve fat. They are fat soluble. For example, carotene, xanthophyll, and other chromoplasts that are present, they are found in yellow, orange, and red color. Whenever you find yellow, green, and orange color fruits, flower within plant, who is responsible for imparting those colors, that is chromoplast. Leucoplast, they are colorless plastid. They are present in branch of the trees. They are various shape of size they are in, and they store nutrients. So they can be divided into amyloplast that store carbohydrate. Again, this part is very important for your MCQ point of view, because in MCQ you might be asked what is amyloplast. They can store carbohydrate, and elaioplast, they stored fats and oils, and aleuroplast, they store mainly protein. Next come your plastid. If we talk, I categorized each of these types of plastid with their function, along with their function. Primary function of plastid is storing molecules. One molecule that they store is pigment that gives fruits and vegetables orange, red colors, etc. And plastid, they also stored photosynthetic product. Photosynthetic product are what? Starch. Yes. Chloroplast are plastid. Potatoes, for example, they have many plastid in their cells. So they can be said as study hall. They can be said as warehouse for storing starch, and storage drums. So chloroplast, a type of plastid which is green in color and responsible for giving green color to leaves. They contain chlorophyll, green pigment. Chlorophyll is a green pigment that absorbs energy from the sunlight and converted into energy from sunlight can be and converted into food material. So they are said to be doing all these mechanism under photosynthesis. They produce and store glucose. If we talk about chromoplast, they contain carotenoids that are the pigments. Chromoplast, they contain carotenoid. They are red, orange, and yellow pigments. They've mainly found in flowers and fruits. That is the reason, due to carotenoids, we found flowers, fruits in different colors. Leucoplast, they are colorless. They contain no pigment, but they help in storage of starch. Cytoskeleton. These cytoskeletons are another type of organelles which help in maintaining shape. These are just like drum-like structure, and if you collect lots of sticks together, they just like that cytoskeleton they look like, and they help in maintaining shape, and they help in maintaining shape and structure of the cell, and help in maintaining responsible for to move organelles from one place to another. Centrioles, which are dot-like structure present at two poles, at two ends of the cell, and during cell division they help organize cell division. And how they do this, they move apart from each other, creating a fissure at the center of the cell, and hence they divide cell into two daughter cell. They're not at all found in plant cell. You have to remember this, students, centrioles are not present in plants. So what is the function of centriole? They give structural support. How they give structural support? By maintaining shape of the cell, they provide anchorage for this organelle. Second main function is they provide mobility, movement from one place to another, help in cell locomotion. If cell membrane they have cilia, flagella. These cilia, flagella are also made up of cytoskeleton. So these cilia, flagella help in locomotion, moving one place to another, just like in amoeba, in paramecium. Not in amoeba, in paramecium they have cilia, they have flagella, and in ovum cell you can find cilia outside their cell membrane. So these cilia and flagella, they are all made up of cytoskeleton. They help actually in mobility, moving one cell from one place to another. So your question might be, how ovum cell having cilia outer their thread-like structure, hair-like structure outside their cell membrane, how ovum have cilia, and what is the requirement of cilia there? So whenever ovum, the egg cell, follow its journey from fallopian tube to uterus, they require the transport. This locomotion can be possible only if cilia is present outside their cell membrane, and these cilia made up of cytoskeleton responsible for their locomotion from fallopian tube and help in covering their journey from fallopian tube to uterus. So ova, which have hair-like structure, thread-like structure outside their body, these thread-like structures are cilia made up of cytoskeleton, help in movement of ovum from fallopian tube to uterus. Regulation. Cytoskeleton help in performing regulation function. Regulation, so it mainly organizes structure and activities of the cell. So it organizes structures and help in activities, different activities of the cell. These cytoskeletons are made up of three parts. You looked at the rod-like structure, they join together and form cytoskeleton. These cytoskeleton are actually have three parts: microfilament first, intermediate filament second, microtubule third. Cell membrane, they have endoplasmic reticulum inside, microtubules like tube-like structure, microfilaments thinner to the microtubule, and ribosomes. These are mitochondria. So microfilaments, intermediate filaments, and microtubule. This is a chart. You can go through with this chart. You will get to know what is exactly protein subunits. Protein subunits of microfilaments are actin. Means actin plus actin plus actin. So lots of actin join together and form microfilaments. Their structure are two intertwined strands. Actin subunits, we said. These each single purple dots are actin. When combined together, they form microfilament. Their main function is to maintain cell shape, mobility, and muscle contraction and cell division as well. Intermediate filament, they are keratin, hair protein. They are made up of keratin. When keratins join together, keratin subunits when joined together, they form intermediate filaments. They are thicker cables and like structure. They maintain cell shape by resisting tension and anchor nucleus and some other organelles as well. Microtubules, they are alpha tubules, beta tubule diameter. They are basically hollow. Tubulin diameters are just 25 nanometers. They maintain shell shape, mobility, help in mobility, and move chromosomes during cell division. They move cell organelles as well. Now if we talk about mitochondria, the vital powerhouse of the cell, vital organelle of the cell. Without mitochondria, cell will not able to work. Mitochondria, if you look at this beautiful structure of mitochondria, they have strand of mitochondrial DNA. Yes, till now we know that three organelles they have DNA. Which are three organelles? Nucleus, chloroplast, and the last but not the least, mitochondria. Mitochondria do have DNA, and strands of DNA are present just like these green beads. Fine DNA strands are present like this. Outer membrane of mitochondria is present. Outer layer of the mitochondria is said to be outer membrane. Inner to the outer membrane are finger-like projection, folded structure known as inner membrane. In between inner membrane and outer membrane, there present a space in between inner and outer membrane, intermembrane space. Inter means in between. Intermembrane space that lie within outer membrane and inner membrane. Matrix are gel-like structure filled in these finger-like foldings, and these finger-like projections are known to be cristae. Mitochondrial DNA are basically circular DNA. We will get to know this when we talk about replication. I will explain you what exactly mitochondrial DNA is. So in cell, these long tubular-like structural organelles said to be mitochondria. So mitochondria have outer membrane. They are outer membrane. What is the function of this outer membrane? They help in selective permeability of membrane that surround mitochondria. Inner membrane, what is the function of this inner membrane? They fold inwardly to create extra space for cellular respiration. So mitochondria they break down sugar molecule which is used to transport energy within the cell for metabolism. So here I have tablet again for your easy understanding. Mitochondria structure is rod-like structure. It's a rod-like organism, rod-shaped organelle. It is famously known as powerhouse of the cell. It is famously known as rod-shaped organelles. Structure within the inner folded membrane, permanent structure it is, and they are present in numerous amount in within a cell. So they are said to be powerhouse of the cell, students, and they are the site for aerobic respiration. Exchange in the aerobic respiration means in the presence of oxygen when respiration takes place, and these are the basic site where aerobic respiration. So mitochondria require oxygen and therefore they can carry out aerobic respiration which generate energy. Aerobic respiration is responsible for generation of energy. Energy will generate only in the presence of oxygen, aerobic respiration, and we generate energy, and that is helpful for cellular activity. These inner folds, what you find here, they carry out respiratory enzymes which help carry out by respiratory enzyme. These inner fold membrane, inner membrane, folded membrane, they carry out in respiratory enzymes to help in controlling respiration, and they release energy out of it. So enzyme, respiratory enzyme, they catalyze the respiration reaction and release energy in the form of ATP to form glucose molecule in the cell, and it involved in chemical energy conversion during metabolic activities of all the cell. So here now, until now I have discussed all the major function and structure of the important cell organelles, importance of cell boundaries and cytoplasm. So this is all about my video until now, and I hope you like my video. If you have any doubts, students, you can definitely comment me